The moment, once you're really good at doing something, you think that is the end of the world. I want to get started on this particular idea of where your industry is going. Find out where your industry is going. What was the biggest mistake for Kodak? Kodak was a really big company that was selling so many films that everybody was like obsessed over their films, and they were using these cameras, and people are taking films and taking pictures and washing and all kind of stuff. And all of a sudden, Kodak had one engineer. They came up with this concept called a really horrible concept called digital viewing of things, like being able to see things digitally. Oh my gosh, what a horrible idea, right? And all of a sudden, he shared it with his boss and everybody, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is going to kill our business. This is going to kill our business. We don't want to tell this to world at all. Let's kill this idea right now itself, right? And they never shared that with anybody. And like years went by, and other people invented the same digital business that destroyed Kodak. Okay, so in other words, the moment, once you're really good at doing something, you think that is the end of the world, right? So for example, Abraham Maslow has this quote saying, once you're really good at being a hammer, you think everything is a nail. Once you're really good at using a hammer, you think everything is a nail. Kodak thought, since we are really good at like films and people are using it so much, let's promote our film business. Let's not try to mitigate, or let's not try to kind of cannibalize our business and lose our business on the film side. So because of that, they are no longer in the mainstream business. They lost it with Sony and other companies who invented digital camera. Now nobody prints picture anymore. I don't know anybody prints picture consistently anymore, because they are all using it in their phone or seeing it in a computer or whatever, right? Very few prints, right? And that evolution was not noticed by Kodak. Same thing with so many other companies. Blockbuster, there was a company called Blockbuster, and this will be a really interesting thing to know. They had 2,000 plus stores all over, probably more than that, all over the world. And they were renting CDs and DVDs and other stuff. And there are fascinating stories about how the CEO of Netflix had a personal experience. And I wrote about that in my book, 90 Days to Life. If you haven't gotten that book, use the link below on the description, wherever you see this video, and get the book and read about it there. But I want to get started on this particular idea of where your industry is going. Find out where your industry is going. Using artificial intelligence, because we don't want the story of Blockbuster. What happened to Blockbuster? Blockbuster became bankrupt. It was a $10 billion company, and Netflix became a $350 to $400 billion company, which is 40 times. And there is even a fascinating story that early 2000s, Reed Hastings, the CEO of Netflix, went to Blockbuster and said, "Can you buy me out for $50 million? $50 million, right?" And they said, "We don't need you. We are the big giant. We have $10 billion. We have the budget. We could do everything that you do better than what you do, the way you do it. So we don't need you." And $50 million, it was pocket money for Blockbuster. They didn't decide to buy Netflix, which became 50 times 10, 500 times 10, 500 million, 500 billion. So which means that, not 50 times 10. So 50 million, 500 million times 10, 5 billion times 10. $500 million company. So approximately 1,000 times. So their 50 million would have gotten them probably $400 billion, and they would have been still working. So this is what happens to industries. So that's why you should follow through and start thinking and anticipate what is going to happen in your industry. And for this, I actually used a similar concept and wrote some script here. Use the below details to anticipate and predict the next moment in my industry, next 1 year and 5 years, industry evolution. And by the way, like I said, this is just the beginning of a new world order. So industry evolution, people who are watching plays in auditoriums. And by the way, I just type these things really fast. So my Grammarly, which I can get rid of right now because of Chat GPT, is letting me know that I'm horrible at spellings and stuff like that. Okay, so I feel good about it. Okay, industry evolution. People are watching plays in auditoriums. Then they started watching movies in theaters, and then they started renting DVDs at home and to watch at their convenience. Current status: people are using Amazon Prime Videos and Netflix to stream movies from their home, since there is too little effort into it. Okay. They also use YouTube to consume content. Future prediction: 1 year. Tell me, OpenAI, tell me AI, tell me what is going to happen 1 year from now. Tell me what is going to happen 5 years from now. Is it going to be accurate? No, nobody can predict the future. But let's say what she can say so that you can intelligently start thinking of where is this world going. Okay, so it's starting to talk about now. In the next 1 year, we can expect the industry to continue to expand streaming services and add more content. We can also anticipate some advanced technology being used to enable better streaming experience, such as improved streaming speeds, better sound and better picture quality, and more immersive experiences. Additionally, we can expect more companies to enter the streaming market and offer their own services. In the next 5 years, we can expect to see the industry further evolve into include more advanced technologies such as virtual reality. Beautiful. Augmented reality. Beautiful. It's a decent prediction. We can also expect to see more content being available in different formats, such as 4K, 8K, 3D. Additionally, we can anticipate more streaming services to be introduced, including services that are target-specific niches. This is where I promise you, like 10 years from now, you go and watch this video. I told you already, this is where the industry is going. Target specific niches. There will be specific niches that people will be watching only on that. Imagine ESPN is used for watching only sports, pretty much sports, right? Like that. There will be like streaming services that are targeted to specific niches, such as sports. Oh, that's exactly what they're saying. Sports and music. We can also expect to see more integration between streaming services and other services such as social media, gaming. What a beautiful explanation. Like it would have taken a senior executive in a streaming company probably like a lot of time to think through this, right? Unless if they think about it for a long time, they could come up with this answer. It's a very decent answer. So social media, gaming, and e-commerce is going to be integrated into streaming services. That's the future. So now you just copy paste the same thing in your industry and what happened, what's the history of industry. You can go n levels into this idea and you could tell them 25 years ago this happened, 5 years ago this happened, 1 year ago this happened, 1 year from now what will happen, 5 years from now what will happen. So this way you could plan and customize your innovations, the way you want to invent your ideas, where you want to bring your industry forward. You could customize and design from your mind using this. You could bring it to your director board and say, I think this is where it's going. You tell me what is going on. You tell me where do you think it's going to go. And based on that, you could be futuristic, unlike Kodak and Blockbuster, and end up losing their companies. We don't need to lose your company. We want you to grow to the next level and grow your next level and to the next level and expand your business and create a large, huge impact in the world with a lot of cash and a lot of profitability in the world. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about how to innovate. So this is like how I mean, nobody's thinking about it yet, right? And I'm sure there are a lot of people going to think about it in the future, but how to innovate using AI. Let's talk about it tomorrow.